I'm Patfoot.
I'm Chewy.
And today we're going to talk about
Wonder Woman. The movie.
Yay! So, I don't know about you. What was the reason you wanted to see Wonder Woman? I wanted to see it because it's on the list of movies that will lead into the Justice League.
For me, it was like you said, it was one of the multiple movies that leads into Justice League. But I also wanted to see it because it was a superhero movie, because it was a big action flick, because it looked interesting, just multiple reasons, but primarily because it was to lead into Justice League.
So, we didn't know. So, if you guys don't know, maybe you do, the controversy is that she's from Israel, and she made a comment about the bombings in Gaza a while back ago. And she made it sound like she was supportive of it. Again, she is from Israel. She very much has that nationality. No, not everyone else might have agreed with it, but you can't, again, that's like the people in America who said they were against the war and the people who said they were for it. Neither of them are great answers, but there's someone's opinion. You should never just say no to opinion. There's a lot of different reasons people have that opinion.
Also, in regards to the controversy, I know they banned the movie in Israel, and because of that, and especially other countries, just for stupid.
Because of what she said. Again, let the other countries do what they want. We're all entitled to an opinion here.
Oh yeah, but the idea behind this one is very similar to the comics or the animated movies and TV shows. It starts off with Wonder Woman as a child growing up on a mysterious island, being the princess of a...
You mean the princess of the island, but she's actually part god.
Yes.
Yeah. I must be blanking on the old comics, because I don't remember if she knew it. I remember knowing that she knew she was different than the rest of her people, besides just being a princess, but I don't remember. I'm gonna have to probably rewatch some of the old movies and comics, or read them.
But it was interesting. Like, she grows up, then she goes off the island to fight.
If I'm not mistaken, I think in the original, being in man's world corrupts your mind a little bit, and they're supposed to be on that island strictly for, uncorrupted, not uncaring, but they're supposed to have a certain way of feeling and stuff on that island. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong again. If you guys remembered why she couldn't come back to the island, please tell me.
But it was a typical superhero movie, and it was interesting, and I liked it.
We were both surprised who the bad guy was?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't expect...
Spoiler alert, the bad guy in the movie is Ares, and you find out he's...
From which side?
He's acting as a commander from Britain.
And I expected it to be like this one German commander or this one German scientist, and it blew my mind after she killed one of them, and I was like, what? And then my mind automatically went to, oh, they're gonna make this philosophical just because you kill Ares. World's not gonna be at peace because man's not at peace. I thought they were gonna go philosophical, and then they actually brought out who Ares was, and I'm like,
I wonder if they'll bring him back since Ares is a god, and I don't know if he can necessarily die.
I don't know either. I don't know what they'll do. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
So, did you find it entertaining to watch?
Yeah. It was very entertaining. It was a good movie.
Superhero action movie.
And it was interesting how it was, in the past. Most of the movie was a flashback, which I don't know if I liked or disliked.
I just thought about that. The whole movie was a flashback because of that picture.
Oh, yeah.
How did I not realize that? I liked it. It wasn't bad. I didn't realize I had sat there for 2 hours while I was watching it. I got out and said, oh, we really were in here 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good.
But there was a lot of scenes that were impactful to, the story, and there was a lot of interesting scenes in the movie. But was there any that you liked or didn't like?
It's not really a specific scene, it's multiple scenes, but the one thing I really, really hated about this movie was that they bring in a lot of really cool side characters, and they could have talked a little bit more about war and how it affects people, but they only hint at it. and then they, like, hint at these side characters. I didn't feel like I connected to anybody perfectly. I felt like I kind of connected to Wonder Woman because you had to, and she's very naive, so you feel that kind of connection, and you kind of feel like you connected to the guy helper. But otherwise, I didn't feel really any serious connection with anyone else, and I thought there was some amazing characters that you could have made a connection with. So
and that were underplayed.
That were way underplayed. So I don't know. I think her weakness in the original comic books was bondage. So clearly, Wonder Woman has started sexual from the very beginning.
Oh yeah, I just think it's weird.
I personally go, okay, it's a little weird, but at the same time, when I try to kick butt the few times I have, I don't want to be wearing a skirt in the scene. Okay, so there was a favorite scene where they're having to try on dresses and everything, and she's like moving around, trying to still fight in them, and I'm like, dude, that's why I don't wear dresses, is because if I have to like run really fast or like start middle kickboxing up in a store, not really, I wouldn't be able to in a dress.
One thing I did remember I liked
that was a funny scene.
Was the lasso of truth. I liked how like if it latches onto your arm or leg, you have to tell the truth, and you're like,
oh.
There wasn't an after credits scene, which we waited through because we didn't have our phones, and we're like, let's see if there's an after credits, but there wasn't.
So we went, this is the first time we tried like a 10 o'clock showing in this theater. We actually liked it. The problem is our phones weren't charged, and I was like, oh, well, we can just stay till the end to see, I'm sure there's going to be a after credit scene, and then I was like, dang it, I wish I would have had my phone charged because I would have checked it. Because for some reason, the credits to that movie were long. They felt way longer than a normal movie.
Most Disney movies are typically long, and other movies aren't. Like in Disney movies, they have people for Disney, people for the movie, people for like different locations. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, no after credit scene, and...
Which, that would have been a golden opportunity to start talking about the Justice League and other superhero movies.
Exactly, and that's why we assumed there would be one to talk about the Justice League movie.
No, there wasn't.
So, what grade would you give this movie?
It's okay, so before I give the grade, just so you guys know, he actually kind of had to drag me to this movie, because I'm not a huge fan of Wonder Woman. I know, I'm going to hear all the feminists go,
I really could care less.
I know. Again, we mostly saw it because it was in a series of things we need to see. But watching it actually kind of opened my eyes and made me realize why people like Wonder Woman. So I'm gonna give it a solid B-. Because I felt, again, they could have done way better with certain characters, certain scenes. But I'm not going to give it a C because there was some really amazing scenes and there was some character development, just not a whole lot.
And I would probably give it a B+, maybe an A-. I do know on Rotten Tomatoes it got a really good rate. That's
the good thing about like me and him is sometimes we both really agree on something, sometimes we don't. Just like I don't always care what the critics say. Exactly. Because I like things critics don't, because I swear critics don't like superhero movies anymore.
Some movies I've seen, critics rated bad, I thought was good. Some movies, critics rated...
Oh my god, like The Reverend. I fell asleep watching that movie. And you think it's amazing. I fell asleep. There's no talking.
Some movies have been rated good, which were actually really bad.
Yeah, I know.
All unpredictable, but...
But I tend to trust Rotten Tomatoes, so if you trust Rotten Tomatoes and him and even me, it's a movie worth seeing. Especially if you want to see a girl superhero who can actually kick butt.
Compared to other girl superheroes, like, such as... No, I can't think of many, because...
Because all like more sidekicky things.
Because most superheroes are males, which... It's true. But, enough of our rambling. There you have it about our movie review for Wonder Woman from GeekyElites.
If you like us, give us some thumbs up below.
Or comment like your thoughts about the movie below, or like our video, or check out a bunch of our other videos.